Hey everyone, welcome back to yoga. My name is Jenny Tank and I'm Lakeland University's on-campus yoga instructor. We are so pleased to offer you these virtual yoga classes that you can take anytime, anywhere, your pace, your space. Be sure to check out our YouTube library as we have a lot of free YouTube classes and on yoga and meditation. So you're welcome to practice those at any time. Today we are going to focus on hip mobility and flexibility. This class may be a little bit different from the previous ones that you've taken with us. It will be a little bit of a flow, but it may have different postures that are linked together, all focusing on the hips, the mobility and the flexibility of your specific hips, and just different ways that you can loosen them up and work on the mobility of them. So we will get started right away by having both feet planted on the ground. You can have your hands come behind you, and we're just going to move the knees from side to side, also called windshield wipering. So just move them side to side. Doesn't matter how fast, how slow. You can even stop to one side, put the other foot on top of the knee. It's a little bit more into the hip space. And then do the same to the other side. Taking the foot, placing it on top of the knee, just gently inviting it down, not putting too much pressure on it. This is a good way to just open up the hip space slowly as we start practice. You will notice I have a baby on board. So my hip flexibility, mobility may be vastly different than yours, and that's perfectly okay. Just know that every body is different. And there are different postures, modifications, amplifications that you can take to honor your body as it shows up on the mat today. So go ahead and do a few more side to side windshield wipers, even just resting both knees down, hips can come up. You may already start to feel this in the hips. Then you're going to take both knees, drop them over towards the left side. We're going to set up for 90, so 90 degree, 90 degree. So the right knee is going to be down about in line with your hips, and then you're going to send the ankle down, flex through these right toes. The left knee is going to do the same thing, so flexing through the toes, the knee is going to be parallel. And just sit up. This alone may be a lot in the hip space. You may feel this already. If you need to walk the hands back just for a little bit of support, you're more than welcome to do that. Just know that leaning back will create a different sensation in this right hip. You may feel it in the left hip as well. So leaning too far back, you may start to feel a stretch here. Just mindful of that. Another option, if leaning back, if that feels good and you start to feel it in the hip space, that's great. Feel free to continue to breathe, maybe walking down to the palms, resting there. Another option is walking it forward. So hinging forward, hands can help brace you. Again, you'll feel it all through the right hip. The left knee is going to want to stay down. And staying upright, just sitting here breathing, the hands can come to the hip space. This is a big enough hip stretch whether you move back or forward. If this knee doesn't come to an ideal 90 degree, that is okay. Just be mindful of it. Breathe into that space. And if you came forward or if you're leaning back, gently come back to the neutral space, head lifts high. And we're just going to swivel to the other way. Windshield wiper those legs and then set it up. The left knee will come about perpendicular with your hip space. Knee bends, ankle goes down, and then flex that foot. And then when you're ready, you can even pick the hips up, set it up, flex through the right foot, and now have that 90 degree angle, kind of like creating part of a square. This side, sitting up straight, may be as far as you go. Each hip is vastly different. You may decide to walk the hands back to brace. Again, you'll feel it all through this left hip space here. Or if you'd like, you can try leaning forward walking the hands forward, hinging more towards this top right knee, right shin and calf space. Keeping the shoulders square with the leg. And the point of flexing through both feet is just to protect the knee joints. Really want to make sure that we're being mindful of every joint in the body as we're sitting here and breathing into the hip space. If you came back or if you came forward, gently allow your head to rise. And then we're going to take it to the other left side again. So gently swiveling both knees and then set it up 90-90. And this time you may want to just lean back a little bit and just lift the front left knee. See how that feels in the body. Kind of like a knee swivel. Lifting it up and down. This right leg is just going to stay there. You may even feel a stretch as you're moving it. Your hand can come to that hip space as you gently move it. Take one more round, one more breath. And then when you're ready, switch to the opposite side. The left leg is going to stay down the entire time, setting it up on the right side. Your left hand can come to the hip space, sitting up high, or it might feel good to lean back and just move this top right knee up and down, hip swiveling. Left knee is braced for support. Take one more round of your breath. And then return to center. This time, Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet are going to come together to touch, and the knees may splay out wide to the sides. If they are lifting up towards the center space, you're more than welcome to walk the feet out in front of you. Allow the head, the heart, the chest to lift high. Lift high, spine is long. Take a deep breath in. At the hips, hinge, exhale. Hands can brace you down. Spine is going to stay long the entire time. You can stay here with the feet clasped in Supta Baddha Konasana. Another option if you'd like, I'm going to sit up to transition to a wide-legged forward fold. Each leg can go to the opposite side of the room. Might feel good to pick the sit bones up, really find that pelvic bowl space. Inhale here, and then exhale, walk the hands forward. Each one of these postures is going to get into the hips. If you're in the seated wide-legged forward fold, flex the toes back towards the face. And you may feel as you sit here and breathe in the fold, you can come down a little bit further, or you can stay lifted the entire time. We want the spine to stay nice and strong and long rather than curling through the spine, arching through the spine. Again, focused on the hip space here. If you're noticing that the flexibility of the hips isn't where you want it to be, that is completely okay. Your body is how it's built, and depending on the activities you do, the stretching that you do, if there's any injury in any of this space, your body may be different, and it may not be exactly where you want it to be right now. But know that with time and with practice, you can get it to where you'd like it to be. It will never be perfect. Nobody's perfect. So perfection is not the goal. Allowing yourself to breathe and honor the body as it's shown up is a beautiful practice and is what yoga is all about. If you came down onto forearms, gently walking it up, allow the knees to bend. Might feel good to windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And we're going to transition over to hands and knees tabletop. Allow the hips to rise. Might even feel good to plant a knee down and just lift one knee to the side. You can even send it back. It's our first time here, so just find some movement. I have the left knee planted and the right knee's lifted, just circling through. Just bring some life into that hip space. And then allow the right knee to plant. And do the same thing with the other side, maybe sending the foot back, Sending it out, knee goes out to the side. Circular motions are always great. Clockwise, counterclockwise. And then allow the left knee to plant. Moving through cow and cat just to reset the spine. Inhale, cow pose, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, cat. One more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Press the floor away. We're going to take the right foot and step it forward. Left knee is going to stay grounded, setting up for a lizard pose. So we're going to come into a bend in the right knee. We want to stack the joints, right knee over the ankle here. Hug the right knee to start in towards the tricep and just breathe. You may feel this right away in the hip space. If you'd like, you can allow the right knee to come to the pinky side edge of the foot. And you can even have the right hand come on top of the right knee. Not putting pressure down or pushing down. Just gently allowing it to go to the side and twisting up. Whatever feels good in the body. Stay here and breathe for about 2 to 3 more breaths before we take it to the other side. And then when you're ready, gently allowing the weight to come back into the left knee. Right knee steps back. Find the center. And then allow the left foot to come up. And again, stack the joints. Knee over the ankle. Hands are both inside the front. Left foot, hug the knee in towards the bicep, the tricep space to start. Continue the breath. If you'd like, you can come out of that pinky toe side of the foot. Left hand can come on top of the left knee, just doing a little bit of a twist. Maybe your gaze rotates up. Or both hands can stay framing inside the foot. And breathing. 2 to 3 more breaths here. Gently allow the weight to come back into the right knee. So step the left knee, stack the joints. One more round of cow and cat. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Gently coming to hero's pose, sinking the hips towards the heels. Just pausing here for a round of breath. In and out. Let's do one more time together. Take a deep breath in through the nose or the mouth. Open mouth, exhale, release. Allow your hips to go to one side. Swinging the legs out in front of you. Gently allowing the sit bones to ground down. The hands are going to come together at heart center as we start to close out our practice today. Allow the elbows to lift. The thumbs are going to press in towards your heart, Anahata. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, release. Shoulders drop. One more together. Deep breath in, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, release. Thumbs float to third eye, that space between your eyebrows. May the moments of your life be filled with peace, joy, and love. We bow to each other to the practice. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this hip flexibility and mobility class. Feel free to revisit any of these postures, staying a little bit longer, focusing more on both sides, just making sure that they're both even. And we just really appreciate you practicing with us. We will see you again next week. And until then, be well and healthy. Thank you so much.